We're going to have a quick class. This is the Freedom Project class. We are going to be covering shadow work and why shadow work is important, why the shadow is important, why addressing the shadow is important, okay? Um, some of y'all may have journals or you could be into journaling. If you have a journal with you now, taking notes would be good for you if you're not familiar with shadow work or how to address shadow work. But I did want to say something real quick here before we went any further, because I've been getting a lot of energy, and it's not facts though, it's not true. A lot of energy, different people from different religions, people from different walks of life, people that may have never even done this kind of work before, have said things like, doing shadow work is demonic. Some of y'all have heard this before, but I know with doing the work that I do in, my career path and things that I've tapped into, I've heard this a lot. Like, yoga is demonic. Tapping into Kundalini energy is demonic. The Kundalini energy is demonic. Anything spiritual is demonic. It's bad. It's evil. It's of the devil. I'm not saying that this is, I'm just saying I've been hearing different things. Shadow, somebody said that, I think somebody that's tapped into religion heavily. She said that journaling and shadow work journaling is of the devil, or it's some type of demonic energy. Now, why would you doing shadow work and you clearing out some different energy that you want, because you want to be different, you want to be better than who you used to be? So if you're in your shadow energy, that means you're in energy that you have yet to, my bad, that you have yet to address within yourself, and it's negative energy most of the time. Okay, when you are repressing that energy, it's almost like talking about childhood trauma. You know what I'm saying? We've already had our childhood trauma class, so if some of y'all may need to go back to the particular class, childhood trauma healing, childhood trauma, it has a lot to do with your shadow as well, because your shadow starts in childhood. I bet y'all didn't know that. Things that we create within ourselves, of course, it always starts in childhood with different traumas and different things that, that may not be surface level to you. It may go a little bit deeper. You know what I'm saying? That is why it's important to heal your childhood trauma, because your shadow is in the midst of that energy. So let's move forward. Shadow work. Like, because we already kind of covered the shadow and what the shadow is, and we got plenty of behaviors that goes with this shadow energy as well. Pretty much shadow energy, everybody has a shadow. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is exempt from having a shadow self. All right, like I said, we created our shadow self was created in childhood. This is an energy that we've created within ourselves to repress trauma. Trauma that we've identified, but we don't want it to come up, or we don't want to bother with it, or we're not healing it, or we're not addressing it. You know what I'm saying? Things that you don't like about yourself, like things that people made you not like about yourself. And that is why self-love is so very significant to shadow work as well. So, because it was a lot of things that may have been projected on you in your childhood when you created your shadow, okay? Because that is how the shadow is created. where we store shit, where we store things that we don't like about ourselves. We may store things that we don't like about other people. Because shadow work could be something you're working on within yourself, or it could be something that you're working on because of what another person may, like narcissistic energy, or they may have trauma that they want to project on you as well. And that is why it's important for you guys to tap into that energy of your shadow and do the shadow work. So, because shadow work will lead you to actually doing things that will heal you, like the self love energy, because somebody projected this energy on you to repress it and not deal with it. Like for a long time, you guys, before I've matured into becoming this person that I've become, um, I've always kind of repressed the energy of me being a darker skinned woman. Um, I absolutely love my carbon and my melanin, or whatever y'all want to call it. But I love my darker skin tone. I can say that I've worked on that energy. Um, People will make you not like yourself by saying mean things, bullying, um, projecting energy. They may even like your skin color, but because they are not your skin color, they want you to feel bad about what your skin looks like. That's an example. Okay. This could be anything. It doesn't have to be your skin color. It could be your hair. It could be your weight. Yeah, it just goes back to the childhood trauma, repressed energy, repressed trauma, things that people pushed upon you for you not to like about yourself. So you may have not liked a lot of different things about yourself, but you may have not liked this person that was projecting energy on you as well. So it was a need for both parties to have this shadow work session. Okay, when it's not about like just you within. Like, yeah, we have to work on ourselves, but we don't have control over other individuals. Okay, so I'm pretty sure your healing and you changing the narrative of your life has triggered other individuals out of their shadow, things that they don't want to deal with, things that they don't want to heal. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's really like breaking curses, or because trauma and having to heal different things, or address different things, comes from like generational curses sometimes in certain situations, for like unhealed wounding, different issues that a person has may have had to endure in their childhood. It all starts in your childhood. That is where the shadow is created. Okay. So for those who may not understand and overstand where the shadow came from, it comes from your childhood. And that is why it's important to do like the shadow work, your childhood healing, self love and mastery and all that energy. It's like we're family here. Okay. We're family. But yeah, pretty much things that you don't like about yourself, or things that you may not like about another individual. Maybe you can see some things that you don't like about you in that person. You get what I'm saying? That's kind of what I've explained to you guys. Being a reflection. So you may have had to be a reflection of someone. You know what I'm saying? Because they were doing shit that maybe you used to do and you didn't like those things. Okay. When you can address it differently, that means that you have been working on it within yourself. Okay. Um, so the goal is pretty much to bring that energy to the surface, to surface level, so you can attack it. Okay. You not to mistreat yourself or to be hard on yourself, because that's not what these exercises, and that's not what shadow work is about. Where shadow work is for you to feel better, for you to regain access to the positive you, for you to regain access to the better you. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be like, well, oh, and all of that. No, you used to be in that energy. You used to wear that energy. You know, you did good at wearing that shadow energy, or trying to repress it, or being triggered by some energy that you may have tried to hide away, because really it hurt your feelings. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you want to be able to respond differently to things that used to hurt your feelings, okay? But like I said, the goal is to heal the energy so you will no longer be triggered by it. So it's almost like pretty much just healing your triggers, okay? This is gonna be a quick class, y'all. We ain't gonna take too much time out with this. Um, the behaviors. Like I said, shadow energy is normally a negative behavior found within self, and it started from your childhood, okay? Always find the positive out of a situation. Okay, when things are becoming like, if you too much negativity is being pushed your way, or you could be in this you're feeling negative, or you're self-doubt and shit like that, find something positive in the midst of that energy. Okay, being defensive. Everyone is not out to get you. Okay, especially for those who are on journeys. I feel like you understand and you overstand that these journeys come with spiritual warfare. Okay, so it may seem like the world is out to get you. It may seem like nobody likes you, and that is why all this shadow work, the self-love healing, the childhood trauma, that's why all that is necessary, so that you can have an understanding and an overstanding of your journey, okay? Because your spiritual journey is not you just awakening to the betrayal. You have work to do too. You know what I'm saying? So, the next one is guilt. Feeling guilty, or just being guilty of something, being ashamed of something you may have done. That you can find that in the shadow as well. And that will bring you into a point where you're having to do more self-love healing if you're feeling guilty about, even feeling guilty about something you didn't do. Okay, it happens. I know it does happen. Feeling guilty about things that you may have done, or feeling guilty about things that you may have not done. It's all in the midst of like self-love and self-acceptance. We talked a lot about self-love and self-acceptance in the midst of we actually had a class, what our last class, we talked about self-acceptance, but we talked a lot about that in our childhood class as well. All right, so just if you're not taking notes, go back to those videos. All right. um Aggression. Aggression you can find in the shadow. All right, that's why shadow work is necessary. Aggression, being pissed off, being letting people just piss you off, piss all over you. Hey, in some pissivity energy. All right. Calm your ass down. Pretty much. Do some breathing techniques. I taught you guys some techniques through some of y'all may have, like I said, everybody ain't been in class like that. Well, go back to the old videos and learn the techniques on how to calm your ass down. Okay. Um, Rage. Rage and aggression is neck and neck. So you can also go back into the breathing techniques like I was talking about. Um, Envy. Envy can be found in the shadow. All right. You might not even be this jealous person. You might not even be envious, but because of your example, you might be on a different journey. You may have had to go through and grow through some different energy that's not, a whole different path. Well, the path your ass chose, your contract. And it may have pissed you off to have suffered through some of the things you may have suffered through. Okay, so it may have pissed you off, and it may have put you in this place where you may have been envious of the next individual. Okay, and I'm not saying this is gonna make you a bad person or anything like that, but I know some of y'all have felt that energy, like, why I got to go through that? That's envy. That's envy. And whether you want to say it's not, if you want to try to fight and say that that's not envy, you're going to have a long winded fight because that is envy. My nose is itching. I know what I'm talking about. Well, why I gotta go through that? Well, why this happening to her? Or why this happening to him? And why it didn't happen for me like that? That's in energy of envy. And you know what I put next to that? Everybody is on a different journey. We're all on journeys, okay? It says, I'm better than who I used to be. So anytime you're feeling that energy of like, why this is happening? Why this not happening for me? Think positive thoughts. I'm better than who I used to be. It's all about growth. Some journeys, some people's paths are darker than others. Some are we have to heal more than others. We have went through more trauma than others. We're all different. We're all on different assignments here. So always go back to what you learned, what you've accustomed, what you have grown through, what was instilled inside of you, and you go back to that energy. And you'll be like, I'm better than who I used to be. That taught me. I learned several lessons in the midst of that. So you don't have to feel that energy of, well, I want everything's going to happen for you as it should on your journey. Okay. So the next one is greed. You can find greed in the midst of your shadow. What I put next to greed is I don't need these things. Okay. So we may have grown up in the midst of different situations where greed and gluttony and having to have things, having to over have things, hoarding, and not really needing these items. You can find greed in the shadow. Okay, this could be money issues or feeling like you need money or being selfish, not having some extra money to help someone with something and you want to hold on it for your own selfish reasons instead of this person need this, so I'm gonna go and give them half of this or something like that. That's how you address that energy of having greed. Just being selfless at a moment where you may have wanted to be selfish. Being selfless in that moment and helping the next individual, whether it's a donation, whether you giving somebody $1 on the street, it's selfless energy. And it actually helps with shadow work. All right? Being selfless, being helpful, and not feeling like, oh, you need this or you need that, because God, the Most High God, will always provide for you. Everything works in your favor, especially when you're on a journey. When you're doing the work and you're on a journey, you have an understanding and an overstanding of why you're here and why you're having to move in the energy that you have been having to move in. You start to feel better. You get what I'm saying? But that's pretty much what I got so far for you guys. The syllabus, I didn't go too far because I feel like this was going to be a simple class for you guys. I'm going to get you guys some mastery messages and we are going to end class today. All right. We will be working on seven chakra healing. We're going to be working on the 7 chakras for the next class, which will be next week. Okay. We're going to do 1 class a week. All right. Divine Holy Spirit messages for the Freedom Project class. For the shadow energy, any messages that we need here, okay, for the collective of the Freedom Project class. All right. Forgiving someone isn't about being nice to them. It's about being nice to yourself. Self-love, selfless energy, okay? Just being forgiving. You forgiving yourself, first of all. You have to be forgiving of self because that's where guilt comes in and that energy, that negative energy. Guilt is a negative energy. You know what I'm saying? It's something you find within the shadow. Grudges is something you find within the shadow. That is why shadow work is necessary. So forgiving yourself to forgive another individual. But like I said, like I teach y'all over here, like in the last class, we talked about forgiveness. Okay. And it's not about forgiving one to make you feel better or to make them feel better or appeasing or people pleasing being forgiving because they want you to forgive them oh so bad. No, you release the burden off of you because it's become a burden for you, not them. All right? So forgiving yourself is about being nice to you. It's about you. Forgiveness is for you. All right? What else is here that they need to see? Hi, thank you for being here. All right. I knew that was going to come out because I saw it. I'm like, yeah, it's going to come out. This next message is being in gratitude for the not yet manifested. Being in gratitude for the not yet manifested informs the universe that you know exactly what you already desire exists. Like you gotta know some shit. Whatever, something here is manifesting here, but something here you just have to believe in order to receive. You gotta know that it's already happening for you. Okay. Um. And puts you at the right frequency to receive it. So you have to believe it to receive it. All right. So you guys may have been dealing with like some like projection. That's another form. Like when people are projecting energy and they put you in this negative state of mind, you can't manifest being in negative energy. All right. Being focused. All right. The next message. It says we must focus on the positive instead of the list of negatives we've collected over time, and that keep that focus regardless of what flies in our faces. That's what I just said. So look, the second message kind of put y'all like where we need to be for real. Okay. Believe in believe in yourself, believe in the energy, believe that you already have it so it could come to you. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, a lot of y'all may have dealt with an energy that may have been projecting negative energy your way, and this person that may, or people or whatever, may be wanting you to forgive them. And it's okay to forgive. It's okay to forgive it. I'm not saying let them back into your life. Okay. I'm not saying that. All right. Forgiveness is for you. You're releasing the burden. Okay. Confirmation. Because, like I tell y'all, when y'all holding on to grudges and y'all hold on to people, y'all still holding on to their energy. How can you move on if you're holding grudges towards someone? Make it make sense. All right. So they wanted you guys, the Most High wants you guys to focus more on positives because we know y'all went through a lot of negative shit. We know already. It's obvious that you guys have experienced a lot of negative energy. You had to go through and grow through. Have an understanding and an overstanding of why you suffer through that energy. Okay, your long suffering is over. You guys, all that enduring energy, it's over. You are now embracing something new, something beautiful. All right, let's get one more. Oh, they gave me two. I'm coming. It says, believe you are awesome. But like I just said, believe in yourself. So always believe in yourself. Stay true to yourself. That's you staying true to yourself and your self-love, okay? Remember, this is a school for us to learn, to be students, and to teach and be teachers, okay? It says, try to see yourself through the eyes of someone who admires you. They get it. They believe in you leaps and bounds. They aren't connected to your insecurities and negative beliefs about yourself. All they see is your true glory and potential. Become one of your own diehard fans. Look at yourself from the outside, where all of your self doubts can't crawl all over you, and behold what shines through. I just was talking about self doubt, not believing in yourself or doubting something because of projection or because of what another person made you believe about yourself. You know what I'm saying? It all goes right back to the shadow. All right. We got one more and we're going to leave it here. All right. Um, it says the people you surround yourself with are excellent mirrors for who you are and how much or how little you love yourself. Okay. I'm going to read that again. It says the people you surround yourself with are excellent mirrors for who you are and how much or how little you love yourself. So be mindful of who you are keeping company. All right? All right. The company you keep. Because also, if they're not healing or if they're not doing their shadow work, if they're not working on themselves, they're working on bringing your ass back down. All right. And this may not even be intentional, but you guys have to be careful. Okay. All right. And that is class, you guys. Thank you all so much for being here. Like I said, for some of y'all, go back to the very first class we had, which was childhood healing and why it's necessary. I think childhood was or was it? Okay. The second class was karmic relationships. So for some, hey, love, hey, Mary. So go back to some of the classes and check the classes out, okay? Give yourself a chance. I'm not trying to put y'all back in school, but this has a lot to do with y'all spiritual journeys. It's very important to master that energy, especially your shadow work. This is the work that the Most High God wants y'all to do. It's not what I want y'all to do, okay? So go back to the classes, check them out, skim through them if you need to, take you some notes, and apply it to your everyday life, your journey. All right? I love you guys. Take notes. If you're gonna go back to not the old classes, but the classes that we have already covered different things, take your notes. Do your really learn this shit for yourself. This is for you. This is not to be perfect Perry or perfect Patty or any of that energy, because we are some of the most imperfect individuals, okay? This self-love, this mastery work, shadow work, and healing is important to your journey. All right, if nobody told you. If nobody told you today, I love you. Do your spiritual work and have a wonderful day, okay? All right, you guys.